I think any thing when you ask is, well, we don't know yet, you know, that's all you keep hearing on that. So that's where all of that's going, and they should be getting their sign up there pretty soon. And I think, I don't know whether I gave you all a copy of, you have a monument sign up or a freestanding sign. That's going to come down, I hope, and they're going to do like we have across the street, the monument. And I already have those plans and everything. All they have to do is give me one little more spot for, so we can have two tenants that are vacant. Because if you go look at that up there, it's probably as big as your nameplates up here when you look for the clips and you look at the cleaners. You don't see them unless you stop and look at it, but you'll never see it. But that shopping center is going to get pretty well cleaned up and dressed up. And Bob Grant took me up behind Lowe's. Now, Lowe's now has gotten a piece of paper to do your flowers and all that out there again this year, which they didn't have. And I already talked to Mary, they didn't have it. And Bobby took me up there, and the Cricket, the girl's name is Cricket, that manages the shopping center. Also, what can they put up in the rear back there? Because you ought to see what they have out back. My thing, I went after them before about it. I was so afraid, and you all know a restaurant up in Havertown caught fire because somebody threw a cigarette butt into the mulch. It took hours before it went. Well, they got tons of mulch out back that is broke and stuff, and they come out those back entrance doors to smoke and do things. And if somebody throws something, I don't want a catastrophe. And I've spoken, and Bobby and I went up and looked at it the other day, and we're going to get back to them and probably have to put something in like trailers to get all that stuff out of there and out of that back parking lot.
What, the pallets?
Yeah, all the pallets and everything else that they have back there. As you know, there's a ton of the stuff. They also have all the plastic pipes. The one time I went up there, if you came out the doors in case of a fire to get out, you couldn't, because unless you're young enough to jump the rails and stuff, because everything was right up against the steps. Now, if you go up there and look, you'll see a spot that's about that wide line now, that nothing is going to be put in there to keep it free in case of emergencies and things. But there's Chick-fil-A has applied for a whole lot of signs. They haven't applied for a building permit or even a, what you call a zoning permit to put the business in there yet. But signage, yes, they've got some very nice signs and everything. The only thing I had to address with them on a couple of signages, one is the ADA specs for the handicap that you must have. We don't have it out front. These parking spots are not enforceable because you don't have the sign up there that's required under the state law. Minimum $200 fine, or $50 and $200 fine. You must have that on your handicap sign, and that has to be 54 inches from the ground to the bottom of the sign. And otherwise you can't enforce it. You'll find that in the vehicle code. But, so I sent that also to Chick-fil-A and things, and inspect with what he has to do, inspect with a couple other things that I came across. But I'll tell you, they're very nice people to deal with, the sign company and things. They agree to do everything you ask them, you know, by our ordinances. You don't get the argument, well, we want, and that's usually what you get is, we want, not what our code says, or what they do in some other town or some other state, or the type of things you get. And picking up with the sheds and the fences and the swimming pools, and things are starting to pick up a little bit. You'd be surprised the number of hours I spend in here sometimes. And also, addressing your fences you just got. I had the gentleman's name, and I couldn't tell you today. I couldn't remember it.
I'm sorry.
The regional manager that is letting us have the picnic tables. His name is Christopher Turnipseed. And that's what I couldn't remember today, was that last name. I couldn't get that in my mind. I knew it was a little bit different, but I made her write it down so that I was understanding it correctly. But I'll give you that, and I would like us to send him a letter thanking him for those.
no fighting. It's in the rules. No fighting.
Hold the button.
I did, it's not lit.
We think you told about it.
Sean McKenna, 4956 Madison Drive. Real quick, I heard something a couple weeks back, and I guess I'm not so much, I don't know, I'm kind of perturbed. I don't know if that's the right choice of words. We have at least 2 auto shops in Brookhaven. We have AMF, and we have Hauser's. I'm just curious, I hear we're subbing out a lot of our vehicle work out of town. And I'm curious if there's reasons for that. Did we have bad experiences with the local shops? Are they priced higher? I'm just curious why we're sending our work out of town. And we have people that pay taxes here that are being overlooked. So I don't know if anybody can answer that for me. I'm pretty curious about it.
I remember bringing it up a couple of years ago and didn't get a straight answer from anybody either.
I get the same thing. And I've had plenty of people ask me this question. You and I have discussed it multiple times. When you drive up Concord Road, and I don't want to name the businesses, but there's the 2 mechanics, and you see our highway trucks and our police trucks. In Aston, it makes absolutely...
And I'm friends with people at one of those shops.
I know.
Very good friends.
And it
But
makes absolutely no sense.
I'm a hypocrite when I come up here and say on multiple occasions, you know, buy Brookhaven. Yet I'm not saying anything about that.
I remember a few years ago when Visa, when it was brought up, and I believe we were told that, and I think there's 2 places in Aston that we've used, they were much cheaper. Now, I don't know if that's still the case. This was a couple years ago.
I think that should be re-examined.
Hold on, and I spoke to the owner of one of the shops, and they said they would match any labor. Any labor.
Here in town.
Oh, yeah? They would match any of the rates of the shops that we're using. So.
I mean, you also do have to factor in like turnaround time. I'm just being, you know, devil's advocate here. You know, if one of the Aston shops, you drop a vehicle off and it's repaired in 1 day, yet a Brookhaven shop is taking 2 weeks, you know, I mean, that, you have to think about that. But if they can guarantee good turnaround times and the labor rate, like you said, I mean, I really would like to see us re-examine this policy.
Why don't we go to the maintenance department, go to the police department, we'll get what they have to say, and we can bring it back to you.
But, let me ask a question, it's not the maintenance and police department's call, it's council's call. I mean, maintenance or police could have friends at these other shops, and that's why the stuff's going there.
Well, I know the one shop that we send cars to, they're Brookhaven residents, and they're very active in the borough. Now, I don't know if that's...
But that's fine.
I'm just saying, that could
Again,
be a reason why...
but you have shops that are paying taxes here.
That's fine.
They're paying your earned income tax, they're paying the property taxes, they're paying all those taxes here. This isn't a decision that should be up to Gary or up to the police. This is a decision for council.
I think it's a council decision, absolutely.
You're going to take the vehicles here, you're going to support borough business who support us.
And
Those borough businesses are paying the taxes that fund that police department and fund that maintenance department.
And we were posed this question at the business association meeting by one of the owners of one of the shops. And we didn't have an answer, and I said I've been asking.
I mean, I think it's
for
fair to have
multiple
one.
years, and I've never been given an
I
answer.
mean, I'm bringing that up, not on behalf of the business association, but as a member of the business association, that's kind of why I'm bringing that up and why I feel strongly about that.
Correct. We were asked about it at one of the events.
How long have they been going to the current, wherever they go? I don't know. It's been a while.
I believe there's a place in, oh, I thought you were saying where are they going?
No, it's been long years. Right.
Yeah.
Years. I mean, it's certainly worth a look.
You know, there may be reasons that they one over the other, and we're not
Yeah,
looking
but,
at it.
and that's fine, but there's also reasons like, you know, my buddy's here. You know, that's just, you know, that can be. I really think you need to sit down with the two businesses here that can do it.
I think you have to also be satisfied with the quality of work that's coming back. I mean,
I understand that, but, you know, have we had issues with AMF? And I don't know anybody.
Actually, there was, but that was a long time ago, yeah.
Have we had issues with housers? Because the state police are taking their vehicles
But
there.
he refused to take our cars for some reason. I don't remember what that was about.
I mean, I'd like to hear that.
Housers doesn't want the work.
Okay, housers doesn't want to, but maybe, you know, somebody
There was
should
some
sit down and talk to
there was some
somebody.
kind of a beef a long time ago that he never quite got over. He did some work on his property, and the inspectors who were probably long gone. There was some kind of internal, you know, there was some kind of a beef. Now he'll take, I know he takes state work, he takes the state police cars, because I see him there, but he does not want the borough work.
Well, if he doesn't want the borough work, that's on him, but, you know, I think AMF is interested in it, and I think you all should talk to
AMF
them.
is interested.
And if they're willing to match any price.
If they're gonna match the labor rate and keep the turnaround times good, you know,
You'd also have to present it to every mechanic or every shop in the borough.
that's the only two I can think of. That is true.
Yeah, I mean,
They have all that, they did all that work in the building they need to pay for, so, you know, I mean,
Yeah, there's the one next to Coco's, I think it's a.
oh, that's right, I forgot.
Everyone forgets about it.
Yes.
It's very low profile, even though it's recommended.
But I really, you know, it's,
But you're getting the same non-answer that I've been getting for 3 years, that's the problem.
it needs to be taken out of Gary and whoever's sending the police cars over there's hands. This is a decision for you all.
It may not have been there, it may have been done by.
Well, that's what I was saying. Earlier,
It may not be
somebody
there.
said maintenance wants to take it there, well,
That's what it,
yeah, I don't care.
It's probably just because that's where it got. I don't know if it was said by council that.
I'm gonna stay on this, I'm gonna keep bringing this up until we have an answer about this.
Yeah, Mary just said that you'd have to also look at that voice.
That is even, they can,
Well,
Well, they're here.
This is true, but you have, I'm just saying, you have choices other than that. You have, what is the name of the place across from Reed's? I think
I don't know.
is it Eaton?
why? I don't know.
Brookhaven.
There you go.
Okay.
Brookhaven Road.
Well, you have them, you have Housers, you have AMF, which are the three reputable shops in town that I can think of. Pep Boys, you want a battery or tires, that's about it.
Well, I think it's embarrassing that we're setting the work out. It's just, again, we got the same non-answer that many people got.
Well, I'm not gonna stop on this, I'll bring it up at every meeting, I'll come up here at every meeting and say, what are we doing on this? Because, I mean, you know, seriously, guys, it's, again, they pay their taxes here, you know?
We don't disagree. I think we're all, I think it was just something that no one thought of.
Well, I hope it gets addressed. I mean, Terry's over here saying he's brought it up and he's got a non-answer, and he's saying that he's still getting a non-answer. That's why I'm, you know.
I don't see an answer tonight, I don't see where it's, I mean, kicking it down the road, we're not gonna, can't do anything tonight.
Well, I'm gonna keep bringing it up until it's not kicked out.
And I would expect you to, because I agree with it, I think it's hypocritical and just plain stupid to send work to another town, when we have qualified mechanics here.
And for the record, and this is off, and then I'm done. Your decision with Ron Jackson doing that sign, he is the best bricklayer in town. Period. So, he's the right guy.
We sent a lot of work.
Oh, I know, I'm just saying, his brickwork is phenomenal. I worked for him for years, you know, but his brickwork is top notch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just real quick, Tom Dyke, 305 West Brookhaven Road. One question and one thank you. Question is for the mayor. Uh-oh, we're on the spot. The speed sign in between 305 and 315, or 307 and 315, there's no battery in it, it's been dead for 2 weeks. Before they put a battery in it, can we move it up to 301 so it gets a more accurate view of what traffic is actually doing on Brookhaven Road? Because what's happening, you get all the traffic who's coming up the hill and turning left on to Chandler, having to come to a complete stop and then turn. So they're getting rated at 0 miles an hour. And when I did talk to one of the officers a couple of months ago, they told me the average speed was 33 miles an hour. So if you have someone who's going 0 and your average is 33, someone's going 66. And they did tell me they did have one clocking on there that was 80-some miles an hour. So can we move it up a little farther up the road so it discounts Chandler Drive?
I'll check with the chief tomorrow.
Okay.
There's our traffic guys also. And is there a pole where you want it to go too?
Huh?
Is there a pole where you want it to go at 301?
There's a pole in front of my house, and the next pole is like basically in front of Johnny Acara's house, 301. Actually, between 301 and 299 or 97. The thank you is to borough residents. We had 8 residents, Sherry, right? Yeah. We had 8 residents with the entire Heller family there. We had Mr. Donaway there, Mr. Pappas was there, Laird was there, and Mike Harvey was there, besides myself. And we got cleaned up from the parking lot past the playground. So it's a lot of work. It was, 5 truckloads of leaves.
And Harvey makes a great supervisor.
We finally got him going. He was good.
Maybe if Gary ever retires.
Doing that. So we got that much done, so we're looking for more. Mr. Heller is still on for this weekend?
Correct.
Okay, Mr. Heller is going to be running more to go this weekend. We're trying to ask people if they have any gas lawn blowers to bring them up so we can blow the rest of it up into the woods.
Usually about 8
About 8 of them.
or more.
We're gonna rate.
George, if you could bring that other one, would be great too. Unfortunately, I cannot be there. I do have to work this weekend. Some of us have to make a living. But it was great getting that one done. We're working at it, and we're looking for a great event. And we are also going to do 50/50 that night.
Speaking of the event, Tom, did you actually reach out to Kelly to see if he can attend that night?
Which one?
Kelly.
I did not talk to Mr. Kelly, I didn't get that one there. I still have to get the letters are going to go to, come up this week, to get printed up for the residents, and the letters to Bateman, TD Bank. And we talked about maybe letting McDonald's know that it's going to happen, and the school. And the school. And I have to go talk to Mr. Woody about that. But other than that, I think everything is great, we're all set.
Thanks for setting up time with us.
The only other thing I have to do is get Josie on the sign. She's busy with, she's been family busy. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Is there any other public discussion? Anything else from council? I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.